It's the WCC opener for the Santa Clara Broncos this afternoon as they host the Pepperdine Waves. I'm Joe Rizzo. Welcome to our WCC Network broadcast. Today's starting lineups and the opening tip next. It's the Broncos and the Waves here this afternoon from the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo. Great to be with you for today's WCC opener for the Santa Clara Broncos. The Broncos playing just some great basketball here of late. They come in off of a blowout win on Tuesday night against San Jose State. Broncos have won 4 games in a row, 7 out of their last 8, and bring a 9-4 overall record into today's contest. They'll match up against Pepperdine here this afternoon. The Waves finish their non-conference slate and even 5-5, still looking for their first road win of the season. This is the first of 18 conference games here for Santa Clara. The gauntlet begins here this afternoon at the Levy Center. These starting lineups here today, first for Pepperdine under their fourth-year head coach, Kristen Dowling. They've got a couple of notable transfers, new faces to this Pepperdine team. It includes Marley Walls, a graduate out of Bucknell. She'll run the point, 10 points per game. Teresa Grace Mbanafo, another grad transfer. She's from Cornell, averages 12 points per game. Allie Stedman is back, the sophomore guard from Phoenix, one of the top scorers in the WCC. She comes in at 16.5 points per contest. Jane Waba and Becky Obima round out the starting 5 for Pepperdine here this afternoon. Meanwhile, for Bill Carr's Santa Clara Broncos, same starting 5. We've now seen 3 games in a row. A lot of experience in the backcourt with the fifth-year senior Lexi Pritchard, the juniors Ashley Maldonado and Ashley Haraki, of course the star freshman Tess Heel, who had another spectacular effort in the blowout win against San Jose State back on Tuesday, and Laura Edmondson will round out the starting 5 for the Santa Clara Broncos. A Broncos team which has been real short-handed here of late. Broncos, though, are expected to welcome back a couple of key players for this afternoon's game. Olivia Pollard and Anna Johnson, who both missed each of the last 2 games. Both Pollard and Johnson available. We expect to see both off the bench here today. So the Broncos, they've used only 7 players in each of the last 2 games. Still not at all at full strength, but inching a little bit closer, and that's a great thing with the conference slate beginning here this afternoon. Santa Clara, the highest scoring team in the conference. They average at 74 points per game. Of course, a number of great shooters on this squad. The Broncos are leading the WCC in three-pointers as well, taking on a Pepperdine team. Their big strength is rebounding. Pepperdine is the best rebounding team in the WCC. They have struggled, though, with turnovers, and they haven't shot it particularly well either. Pepperdine at only 31% from three-point range, so that could be an element that certainly favors Santa Clara here this afternoon. The Broncos in the home whites, Pepperdine in the road navy blue with the orange trim. And we are underway here from the Levy Center, the first of 18 conference games for the Santa Clara Broncos. And the Broncos hoping to get off to a good start in conference play. They've got 3 in a row here at home at the Levy Center. Pepperdine, LMU, and San Francisco. So a great chance to get it started right. And a good defensive stand on Pepperdine's first possession as Obima shuffled the feet, called for the traveling. And now Santa Clara with the basketball. Again, the Broncos riding high. They've won 4 in a row. They blasted San Jose State by 32 here on Tuesday night. Santa Clara has won 7 of their last 8. Here's a corner 3 that's good. Ashley Maldonado. Broncos, who average a conference-leading 9 made threes per game. And they hit their first shot today. Maldonado, who is making her 3rd consecutive start. Great to see her healthy again after missing all of last season with the ACL injury and playing at a high level as this conference schedule gets underway. Here's Obima again posting up. The double team comes. She shoots it over the double team. And a bucket there for Pepperdine. Becky Obima, who normally comes off the bench for the Waves, earning the start here today, averages only 3.5 points per game as Maldonado trying to find Hiraki, and the pass knocked out of bounds. Broncos keep possession with 21 to shoot. 3-2 Santa Clara. Early first quarter action here from the Levy Center. Laura Edmondson, elbow jumper, and she buries it. Edmondson coming off of a double-double here on Tuesday night. 10 points, 10 rebounds, her 4th double-double of the season. Broncos have hit their first 2 shots and leading 5-2. Driving in is Stedman. She's Pepperdine's leading scorer. Off the mark there. The Broncos in transition, and Lexi Pritchard had her heels apparently on the sideline. Out of bounds. It'll go back to Pepperdine. Broncos swept the Waves last year. A 9-point win and a 10-point win in the 2 contests. The Pepperdine team, again, still looking for their first road victory of the season as Mbenefo hits the Cornell transfer. He was all Ivy League honorable mention last season and has been a very nice addition to this Pepperdine team here this year. Broncos in front, 5-4. Here's Maldonado from the other corner. It rattles out, and a rebound controlled by Obima. A good look there from Ashley Maldonado. We've got an injured Pepperdine player underneath the Santa Clara basket. That's Jane Waba. Looks like she's grabbing her ankle. And not a good sign here for the Waves, who don't have a lot of depth. They only dressed 9 players here this afternoon, and Waba, one of their starters, the junior forward from Carson, California. 10 points, 6 rebounds per game. She often logs heavy minutes, and it's not looking good for her right now. She's been helped up and is not at all putting any weight on that right leg. So an early substitution here for the Waves as Waba gets attended to. Helena Friend, sophomore guard, will check in. Broncos leading 5-4. 7:35 to go here in the first quarter. Conference opener for both teams. Broncos and Waves do have a couple of similar opponents this year as Mbenefo underneath and gives Pepperdine their first lead of the day. Those common opponents, both the Waves and Broncos, lost to UC Santa Barbara as Ashley Hiraki straight on for 3. First points for Hiraki, and it's 8-6 Broncos. Both of these teams also played Cal State Fullerton in the non-conference. Santa Clara beat Fullerton, while Pepperdine lost to the Titans. Here's a three for Allie Stedman, showing off her range. Stedman, her 21st made three of the season, which by far and away leads this Pepperdine team. Waves back ahead. It's 9-8. Here's Pritchard putting it on the floor. Pritchard driving, has the shot blocked. And Banifo swatted it away. Now Pepperdine in transition. Stedman thought about it, and she traveled. Second turnover for the Waves, and now the first Broncos substitution of the afternoon is the freshman Mariah Hudgens in place of Lexi Pritchard. 9-8, the Pepperdine lead. Both teams shooting it well here early. The Waves 4 out of 5. The Broncos 3 out of 5. Here's Hudgens, deep three, and off that front rim. A rebound to Pepperdine. Stedman quickly into the front court, hands it off to the point guard, Marley Walls. Walls still with the dribble, gets cut off. And now we've got another turnover. So a couple of times we've seen a player here in the early going. This time it's Banifo. Had those heels on the sideline. Now another Broncos substitution. Olivia Pollard back in. Good to see Pollard return to the lineup here today. Pollard, the Broncos' third leading scorer at 10 points per game. Missed the last two games. Coming off the bench for the first time. She immediately has it. Three-point attempt off the back rim. Good tough rebound. Mariah Hudgens. Yes, and the foul. And Mariah Hudgens, the freshman, playing in her first ever WCC game here today. And making her presence known with the putback. And it puts the Broncos back in the lead. Hudgens played a season-high 28 minutes here on Tuesday against San Jose State. Finished with 14 points, 5 rebounds. And her scoring has really been coming along here these past handful of games. Three-point play makes it 11-9 Santa Clara. You can already tell the intensity gets ratcheted up in these conference games. It's like a new season beginning here today. No matter how you fare in the non-conference, everybody kind of gets a clean slate here as WCC begins across the board this afternoon. Another bucket for Stedman. Broncos really want to avoid her going off. Stedman scored a season-high 24 in Pepperdine's last game, a win against Riverside. Here's Pollard. Misses the shot. Offensive rebound, Hiraki. Hudgens will put it on the floor. Back to Pollard. She's wide open. Pollard's three rolls out. Pollard, some good looks. Ball's on the floor. Hudgens ends up with it. And another putback. Broncos never giving up. And the offensive rebound has been a great weapon for them here in this first quarter. Santa Clara back ahead. It's 13-11. Just past the midway point here of quarter number one. Friend step back three off the back of the rim and a long rebound to Tess Heald. Broncos quickly into the front court. Hiraki transition three. Got it. Second three of the quarter for Hiraki. And that'll force a Pepperdine timeout. Broncos have hit 3 threes in the early going. With 4:34 to go in the opening quarter, it's 16-11 Santa Clara. This is Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. Good shooting early on for the Santa Clara Broncos. And they've opened up a 5-point lead here in the first quarter, 16-11. Ashley Haraki on a couple of 3-point makes with 6 points. Mariah Hudgens, 5 off the bench, leading the way for Santa Clara. Prompted the early Pepperdine timeout. Here's Walls and a nice move, Marley Walls. The transfer from Bucknell averages 10 points per game. Broncos quickly back the other way. Hudgens, a pretty good look, but well short on that 3-point attempt. And it'll go back to Pepperdine here as Lexi Pritchard returns for Santa Clara, replacing Ashley Maldonado. And it really is a marathon, this WCC schedule. 18 games, you play every team twice, home and road. Starts today, goes until the end of February and leading into the conference tournament the beginning of March. Haraki hits the deck and then loses it out of bounds. Good defense there from Pepperdine. And it's Waves basketball with 3:48 to go in this first quarter. KK Brody, a freshman center, in now for Pepperdine for the first time. Still haven't seen Jane Waba come back after suffering that lower leg injury early in this first quarter. That would be a big loss for Pepperdine if she is unable to return. Certainly something we'll keep an eye on. Broncos trying to close out on Stedman there. Down low to Mbenefo, and that shot affected. And Santa Clara comes away with it. Broncos leading 16-13. Lexi Pritchard with the dribble outside. Hudgens swings it now to Haraki. Back to Hudgens down low. Double team comes. Good ball movement. Here's Haraki open for 3 off the front rim. Fight for the rebound and out of bounds to Pepperdine. Good extra pass, though, there from Santa Clara. And that is something we've seen a lot of here this season. The great ball movement. Broncos running good offense, creating good looks. And it's helped lead to those 9 threes per game, which leads the conference. Broncos average as a team 74 points per game. That's also number 1 in the WCC. Broncos, I think, with the way they played in the non-conference, have really sent a message to the rest of the conference. You're going to have to outscore us, especially here on their home floor, where the Broncos offensively really have been a well-oiled machine. And Mbenefo misses that shot and a Santa Clara rebound. Broncos have gone 2 minutes now without scoring, still up by 3. Tess Heel slips, tries to get it over to Haraki and throws it away. So a Broncos turnover, their third. Haven't seen Heel yet take a shot in this opening quarter. Playing in her first conference game, even though she's just a freshman. With what she accomplished in the non-conference, 16 points per game, 7th in the WCC. She has made herself very well known, certainly, to opposing teams and coaches. Pepperdine basketball here, approaching the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. That shot off the window, an offensive rebound. But the Broncos able to come away with the basketball. Haraki quickly ahead to Pritchard, who had to come up to get it. Nice play. Now Edmondson, she gets hounded, back to Lexi Pritchard. Here's Hudgens, and Broncos will swing it. Heel thought about it. Now Edmondson, and she travels. Just going a little bit too quickly there. And a scoring drought really on both sides. We've been stuck on 16-13 for about 2.5 minutes now. Both teams started fast shooting the basketball. Things have slowed up now late in this first quarter. 3-point Santa Clara lead.
Santa Clara basketball here from the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo along with Broncos senior guard Lexi Pritchard.
Lexi puts it on the floor. Good defense from Hudgens. Pepperdine keeps it though. Here's Brody, elbow jumper off the front rim. Another rebound for Mariah Hudgens.
Really exciting to see, especially from where we started.
It's her 4th already. Hudgens, 4 rebounds to go with her 5 points. Making a significant contribution off the bench here early.
I feel like practices have been really focused on the
Pritchard puts it on the floor. Pritchard all the way finishes Lexi Pritchard. Seen a lot of that from Lexi here in recent games.
Team was pretty young to start, so
scored a career high tying 18 points last time out against San Jose State.
On that, and it's starting
Broncos
to show,
by
so
5. Final minute here of the first quarter.
Player in this program.
Haven't had a lot of whistles. Only one foul has been called this entire quarter.
As
Haraki down low to Hudgens, able to save it from going out of bounds. Now a pass out towards Edmondson. And it gets thrown into the backcourt. Broncos trying to contend that it might have been deflected, but they aren't going to get that call. It'll be an over the back,
so long, so
over and back.
Just having that experience factor has, I think, helped a little bit this year.
It'll be Pepperdine basketball.
How did you work through last season? I mean, you were in line to have a real big year,
and the Waves not a particularly deep team. Their starting guards,
how did you get through it?
Stedman and Walls both average 37 minutes per game. I'm not sure either is going to come off the floor here today.
It's going to happen, and
it's a very important game
I think it's
for both teams. Here's a deep three. Stedman off the front rim. Offensive rebound, though. Pepperdine. Stedman gets it back, stepping inside the arc, and she hits.
I've just gotten to fix some things about my game that maybe I wouldn't have been able to fix.
Stedman with 7 leading the way for Pepperdine. And it's a 3-point Broncos lead. Closing seconds. Broncos a final shot, and an offensive foul.
How about Lexi?
Edmondson and Walls were both on the floor.
He plays basketball at a very high level.
It's a legal screen and a
high
foul
level
on Laura
basketball
Edmondson.
Siblings here. He plays in the NBA.
First foul on Santa Clara
talk about
today.
That relationship,
and
the
plenty of time here for Pepperdine.
And how you've supported each other over the years.
Yeah, no, we're both very competitive.
6.6 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Peyton works so hard, so just kind of getting to see that
Broncos.
in your household. And
Walls brings it across the timeline. 2 seconds, 1 second. The runner from Walls is good. Big time shot, Marley Walls at the buzzer.
We haven't changed a bit,
and it brings Pepperdine back to
within
within 1. End of the first quarter here at the Levy Center in the WCC opener. It's Santa Clara 18, Pepperdine 17.
I know
here on the
WCC
Network.
You're working on a master's program, and I know you don't want to look too far ahead. You still have a whole conference season, but looking forward, I mean, what do you think is going to be in line for you next?
That's the million.
It's Santa Clara basketball here from the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo, along with Broncos senior guard Lexi Pritchard. And Lexi, conference season upon us, and it just seems...
Ready to begin the second quarter here at the Levy Center. A well-played first stanza. Both teams shot it at 47% from the floor. And again, not a lot of whistles. There were only 2 total fouls called in that first quarter. The Broncos have a 1-point lead at 18-17. Ashley Haraki leading the way for Santa Clara with 6. Haraki not on the floor right now. Stedman with 7 leading Pepperdine here in the early going. His heel spinning in the lane. Misses that left-handed layup. A contested shot. It was her first shot here today. The Broncos leading scorer. Now Pepperdine, which trailed by as many as 5 in that first quarter. A chance to take the lead, but an illegal screen. And Vanafo whistled for her second. So that's a significant call. One of the starting forwards for Pepperdine will have to head to the bench. Rosemary Odebumi has come in.
Santa Clara basketball here from the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo, along with Broncos senior guard Lexi Pritchard. And Lexi,
Broncos with the basketball up one.
And it just seems like
Hill
a team that
finds Pollard. Now Maldonado, three ball in the corner is no good.
Yeah, no, it's something really exciting.
And a rebound to Pepperdine.
We started to where we are now. I feel like every game we're just getting better,
18-17 Santa Clara lead.
That, we've been needing to fix. I feel like
cross-court pass, really, Friend has it. She gets cut off, baseline by Haraki.
On this season, and I feel like we're doing a
now
really good
posting
job
up, and a block from Olivia Pollard. Pollard blocking Obima's shot. Good defense there for Santa Clara. A run out for the Broncos. Maldonado back to Edmondson, trailer three off the back rim. Rebound tapped, and eventually controlled by Pepperdine.
It's Santa Clara
for our first points here of this second quarter. As driving in, it's Marley Walls. Walls absorbing some contact there and able to finish. It's a 6-0 run now for Pepperdine, as Santa Clara's gone nearly 3 minutes without scoring. Edmondson passes up the look, back to Heel. Heel, Edmondson, baseline jumper is good. 4 points, 3 rebounds for Laura Edmondson here in the first half, and the Broncos back ahead 20-19. The return visit for Santa Clara to Pepperdine, that won't be until the final game of the regular season. So the WCC schedule for Santa Clara, it's bookended by these 2 games against Pepperdine. They open up today against the Waves, and they'll finish off the regular season against the Waves in late February. Walls misses, flying in for the rebound there. Pepperdine couldn't come away with it, though. It's Santa Clara basketball. Maldonado drops it off for Laura Edmondson, and she's fouled. And Edmondson will go to the foul line with the Broncos up by 1. First foul on Walls. Pepperdine short-handed right now. We haven't seen Jane Waba since she suffered the injury in the first quarter. Meali'i Amosa, a sophomore forward, normally plays a lot. She evidently is not available for Pepperdine today. So the Broncos will try and take advantage. Edmondson missed the second free throw, but the rebound was fumbled out of bounds by Pepperdine. So a break there for Santa Clara. Broncos basically get a free possession here and a full 30-second shot clock. Broncos leading 21-19 off the inbound. Pollard underneath, and it rolls out. Pretty good look there off the inbounds. Olivia Pollard has missed all 4 of her shots coming off the bench here today for the first time this season. Underneath, Pollard blocked the shot, and it's a jump ball. Well, Pollard maybe struggling a bit on the offensive end. She's made some big plays defensively here in the first half for Santa Clara. It is Pepperdine basketball in the alternating possession as Hudgens returns for the Broncos, replacing Heel. The 21-19 Santa Clara lead. Walls, good crossover move into the lane and gets the roll plus the foul. What a great move, Marley Walls. And she has been the offensive standout here early for Pepperdine. Up to 8 points now on 4 of 5 shooting. And with a free throw can put the Waves back in the lead. And she does. 22-21 is the Pepperdine advantage. Nearly 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Edmondson with the dribble, and she's fouled. Was trying to hand it off there to Ashley Maldonado, and Pepperdine a little too aggressive defensively. Foul will be on Stedman, which is her first. Third team foul on the Waves this quarter. Quick break for Heel. She's right back into the game. Heel, Haraki, Hudgens, Pollard, and Maldonado on the floor right now for Santa Clara. Maldonado trying to hit Hudgens, and that one kicked out of bounds. So still Broncos basketball underneath their hoop. Maldonado will enter it in. Finds Hiraki. Kicks it out Pollard. Broncos swing it. Heel. Step back three. Off the back rim. Pollard flying in for the offensive rebound. Broncos keep it. Maldonado trying to hit Hudgens underneath, but the pass intercepted by Obima. That's Santa Clara's 7th turnover. Broncos average the fewest number of turnovers in the conference, just 14 per game. Walls miss the shot, and then we get a rebounding foul that's going to be called on Pepperdine. Obima is going to be called for the foul, her first, and the 4th team foul on the Waves. So the next foul here in the quarter, and it'll put the Broncos into the bonus. Santa Clara, though, hit a little bit of a roadblock offensively. They've managed only 3 points in the quarter, and the shooting percentage has plummeted down to 38%. Only down by 1, though, here to Pepperdine. Hudgens hands off to Heel. Good defense here from the Waves. Now Pollard, she's open. Pollard for 3. So Pollard hits. Olivia Pollard, her 22nd made 3 of the season, which leads this Santa Clara team back after missing the last 2 games. And now we get a bad pass. Some miscommunication there between Walls and Stedman. And Pepperdine's 6th turnover of the game. And Banifo now will check back in here for Pepperdine. So Banifo with 2 fouls back on the floor here inside of 6 minutes to go in the first half. 2-point lead for Santa Clara. Heel, who's still yet to score, back to Pollard. She'll try another. Misses. Hiraki flying in for the rebound and a jump ball. Ashley Hiraki does a lot of the dirty work for this Santa Clara team. And even going up against a player a few inches taller than her there, she's able to force the tie-up. And the Broncos keep possession. Heel off the inbound, spinning in the lane, and she'll get to the line. That's what Tess Heel does so well, drawing contact, either finishing in the lane or at the very least getting to the free throw line. And she'll shoot 2. Anna Johnson back in for Santa Clara. Good to see Anna returning. She, like Olivia Pollard, missed the last 2 games. Broncos, a very deep team, but didn't have nearly as much depth as they're accustomed to these last few games of the non-conference. Getting healthier, though. Still missing some people. Jade Cadilla's out, although Broncos hope she'll be back soon. Asiana Basalo, Emma Ellinghaus also still out due to injury. As Heel hits the first free throw. First point for the Broncos' leading scorer, freshman guard from Australia. Heel averages 16 points per game. The reigning WCC Freshman of the Week. And the Broncos now a 4-point lead, 26-22. 5.5 to go until halftime. Walls and Banifo, nice pass underneath. The shot no good, but a foul. And Elena Friend going to the line as Tess Heel gets called for her first. So free throws for Friend, sophomore guard, Southern California native. Key bench player for this Pepperdine team, averages just under 6 points per game. First free throws no good. Pepperdine has struggled this year shooting free throws. In fact, it's 67% as a team. That's last in the WCC, so could be notable if we get into a late game situation. Broncos, one of the better free throw shooting teams in the conference. 1 out of 2 for Friend. And a 26-23 Santa Clara lead. Heel quickly into the lane. She misses and out of bounds off of Pepperdine. Stedman just couldn't handle it. And now the Waves going a little bit deeper into their bench. Drea Brumfield, a freshman forward, hasn't played a lot this season, but she is into the game now for the first time. Broncos will inbound it from underneath their basket. 17 on the shot clock. Heel to enter it in. Finds Ashley Haraki. Haraki had those 2 early threes. Back to Heel. Now Pollard. Pollard, 3-point attempt off the front rim. And a rebound knocked out of bounds by Santa Clara. And it'll be Pepperdine basketball. Broncos are 4 out of 15 from 3-point range, only 27%. 3-point shot, usually not a big part of Pepperdine's offensive MO. They're only 1 out of 4 from 3. There's a good pass. Walls to Brody. And KK Brody a chance at a 3-point play. Haraki called for her first. And that'll bring us to a mandatory timeout. A free throw coming here for Pepperdine. Competitive first half here at the Levy Center. 4:48 to go in the second quarter. Broncos up 1 here on the WCC Network. Joe Rizzo back here at the Levy Center, WCC opener for the Santa Clara Broncos here this afternoon. And locked in a tight game right now with the visiting Pepperdine Waves. KK Brody, chance at a 3-point play here for Pepperdine. And the free throw rolls in. So that ties it up, 26-26. And now a little full court pressure here put on by the Waves. Broncos able to break it. Haraki finds Pollard, and an easy 2. Well done. Press break there for Santa Clara. Pollard the bucket, Haraki the assist. Santa Clara back ahead, 28-26. Broncos still shooting it at only 39% from the floor. As we get a foul called here on Santa Clara. Walls on the drive. Got bumped before the shot. And that's 2 pretty quick fouls called on Ashley Haraki. Haraki and Edmondson, now the 2 Broncos players with 2 fouls. Ovima and Mbanafo each have 2 for Pepperdine. Mbanafo's still on the floor right now for the Waves. Haraki will take a seat for the Broncos. Brody gets it on the inbounds, misses the shot short. And a Santa Clara rebound. Broncos will try and add to their lead, up 2. Pritchard on the wing. Puts it on the floor. Pritchard with the left hand off the window. Lexi Pritchard getting all the way to the bucket. She's got 4 points. We're going to hear from Lexi Pritchard at a halftime. And a chance to sit down with the 5th-year senior, the Oregon native. Recently played in her 100th career game here with the Santa Clara Broncos. We'll hear from her on what has been a great year to date as Mbanafo answers there for Pepperdine. Back to a 2-point Broncos lead, 30-28. Pollard up top looking for help. Heel now has it. Good defense on Tess Heel today. Here's a baseline jumper, Olivia Pollard. Broncos will take that all day. Pollard, nice touch. And Olivia heating up now for Santa Clara. 7 points, 3 rebounds off the bench here this afternoon. Broncos up 4. 3:10 to go until halftime. Walls will set things up here for Pepperdine. Still 10 to shoot. Goes around the screen, kicks it out. Long three is banked in by Brumfield. Drea Brumfield, that's the first made three of her season. And she banked it in. Pollard will try and answer. Off the mark there for Santa Clara. And back to Pepperdine. A tough break there for the Broncos, who really defended well on that previous possession. It's been a tight first half throughout. Santa Clara's lead is only one. Around the screen, hitting the three, Allie Steadman. Quick release. That was actually pretty good defense there for the Broncos, but back-to-back threes. And Pepperdine seesaws ahead. They're up two as Ashley Maldonado gets tripped up. And that'll be a foul on Steadman, which will be her second. And a big call on Steadman. And with Pepperdine over the limit, 2 free throws here for Ashley Maldonado. Maldonado 3 points for the Broncos today. Is the first free throw good? Junior guard from Sunnyside, Washington. Broncos were very careful with her workload, the number of minutes that first month of the season, but feels like she's all the way back now. Ashley Maldonado making her third start in a row. She's logged 30-plus minutes each of the last 2 games and will probably do so again here today. Those 2 free throws tie the game at 34. Heel all over Brumfield. Brumfield gives it up to Walls. Maldonado on her. Walls with that crossover dribble into the lane, and she finishes yet again. Walls so quick. She's got 11 points now to lead all scorers. Here's Heel looking to answer. Heel all the way. And the first field goal of the afternoon for Tess Heel. Ties it up at 36. Minute 35 to go until halftime. Brody spinning in the lane. Good defense from Pollard. Back out to Walls. Walls spinning. Up and under move. And with the left hand gets it to go. Harley Walls continues her big first half here for the Waves. Here's Hudgens. 3-point attempt way off the mark. And a Pepperdine rebound. So the Waves up 2 with the basketball. The second quarter really turned a bit on those back-to-back threes. Here's another 3-point attempt. Steadman misses short. And a long rebound corralled by Pollard. Steadman reached in. No call was made. And the Broncos possession now, the final minute here of the first half. Santa Clara down by a bucket. Pollard with the dribble, hands off to Heel. Heel around the screen, a runner, off the glass, good, plus the foul. And Tess Heel starting to heat up here late in the first half. Not going to keep her quiet for long. And what a big call. It's the third foul on Allie Steadman. So Pepperdine's leading scorer now with 3 fouls. And Steadman to the bench with 39.7 seconds to go here in the first half. Georgia Grigoropoulos, she's into the game now for Santa Clara for the first time. As Heel completes the 3-point play. And the Broncos are up 1. Pepperdine quickly into the front court. And Banifo had it, and a pass off of Santa Clara. And the Waves keep it. 35 on the game clock, 26 on the shot clock here. With Santa Clara up 1. And now Obima back in here for the Waves. Pepperdine will inbound it from in front of the Santa Clara bench. Walls gets it back. Waves have plenty of time here. Walls slashing her way through the lane. Now Obima down low. Grigoropoulos, I think, got a hand on that. Affected the shot. Good defense. And the Broncos now can hold it for the final shot. And they'll try and do exactly that. Heel out near center court. Now inside 10 seconds. Heel around the defender. Heel still with it. Loses it. Ball's on the floor. Hudgens able to save it. Maldonado's got it. 3 at the buzzer. No good. And that will bring us to the halftime break. The WCC opener. It was an intense first half. And back and forth, high-level game on both sides. And the Santa Clara Broncos will take a 1-point lead into the halftime locker room at 39-38. Coming up here at the half, a conversation with Broncos senior guard Lexi Pritchard. Matched her career high with 18 points in the Broncos' last game back on Tuesday against San Jose State. We'll visit with Lexi Pritchard at the half. In a moment, you're watching Santa Clara basketball here on the WCC Network.
It's Santa Clara basketball here from the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo, along with Broncos senior guard Lexi Pritchard. And Lexi, conference season upon us, and it just seems like a team that has just been building and building as the non-conference progressed.
Yeah, no, it's something really exciting to see, especially from where we started to where we are now. I feel like every game we're just getting better and better and fixing the things that we've been needing to fix. I feel like practices have been really focused on the things that we really want to capitalize on this season, and I feel like we're doing a really good job as a team, and the chemistry's there, like I said.
You've supported each other over the years.
Yeah, no, we're both very competitive. I just think having someone, Peyton works so hard, so just kind of getting to see that firsthand in your household, and just having that hard work pay off for him, he's been a great role model for me. But yes, very competitive. My parents will probably say that we haven't changed a bit, especially when we come home, but very competitive, but I'm very thankful for it. It's been great having someone with that level of success, kind of seeing what it takes to get to that point, so.
And finally, how about what's next for you? I know you've already graduated, you're working on a master's program, and I know you don't want to look too far ahead. You still have a whole conference season, but looking forward, what do you think is going to be in line for you next?
And that's the million-dollar question. I really don't know. I have another year of eligibility, so I'm just trying to stay present, play this season, and then when the season's over, then I'll take it from there. But just trying to stay present. I don't really have any big plans yet, but kind of taking it as I go. So.
All right, well, sounds good. It's been a great year for you so far, and best of luck here in the conference season.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, that's Lexi Pritchard. This is Santa Clara basketball.
here at the Levy Center. Santa Clara a 1-point lead over Pepperdine, 39-38. Conference opener for both teams. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. It was a back and forth half. There were 10 lead changes. Game was tied on 6 different occasions. Broncos' largest lead was 5. Pepperdine's largest lead was only 2. So it was a closely contested first half here at the Levy Center. Ashley Maldonado got the scoring started with that corner 3 for the Broncos. One of 4 made 3-point baskets for Santa Clara. Broncos were up by 1 at the end of the first quarter. The elbow jumper there from Laura Edmondson before she was saddled with a couple of fouls. Mariah Hudgens did a lot of work on the offensive glass, the putback there, and the 3-point play. Hudgens again picking up the loose ball and the putback for Santa Clara. Ashley Haraki hit a couple of threes late in that first quarter, accounting for her 6 points. And the missed Pepperdine basket turning into offense as well for Santa Clara. Lexi Pritchard had a couple of nice left-handed finishes in the lane for Santa Clara. And the baseline jumper there from Laura Edmondson. Olivia Pollard, who missed the last 2 games, returning for Santa Clara here this afternoon. Pollard had 7 points, 4 rebounds coming off the bench. There was a bucket late in the half as well from Pollard. Broncos ended up shooting it at 44% in that first half, 4 out of 17 from 3-point range. Pepperdine at 52% from the field and 3 out of 7 from distance. Pepperdine's the top rebounding team in the WCC. The Broncos were actually +6, though, the rebounding margin, and held the Waves to only 2 offensive rebounds. Given those numbers, maybe you'd think Santa Clara would be ahead by more. They've executed the game plan very well, but Pepperdine having one of their best shooting games of the year so far, again at 52%, which has kept the Waves right in this. Individually, Tess Heel and Olivia Pollard with 7 points each to lead the Broncos. Heel's also got 5 assists. And the starting backcourt of Marley Walls and Allie Stedman, they have been the leaders for Pepperdine. Walls with a game-high 13 points and Stedman with 10. Stedman, though, did pick up a 3rd foul very late in that first half, and that'll be a big storyline as the second half gets underway. That's coming up next. Second half action here from the Levy Center. Broncos have a 1-point lead over Pepperdine. You're watching Santa Clara basketball on the WCC Network. Back here at the Levy Center as we're just about ready to start the second half. A 39-38 lead for the Santa Clara Broncos. First of 3 straight home games here for Santa Clara to open up their conference schedule. Broncos are right back in action in only 48 hours as they'll be hosting Loyola Marymount. The Lions will be here for a Monday matinee. That'll also be a 2 o'clock tip-off right here on the WCC network. And then a little bit of a break for the Broncos with the holidays approaching. After Monday, Santa Clara won't play again for 12 days. Although when they do come back from the break, it's another home game on New Year's Eve, December the 31st. They'll take on Bay Area rival USF. So 3 home games in a row to start the conference schedule, and a great opportunity here for Santa Clara to start fast here in the conference part of the season. Broncos with their starting 5 on the floor as we start the second half. A 1-point Santa Clara lead. Broncos trying to win a 5th game in a row as Stedman, some contact down there. She threw it away. Might be fortunate that she didn't get called for an offensive foul. Remember, Stedman, who is one of the top scorers in the conference, 3 fouls in that first half. They may have gotten away with one there. Still a turnover. And Santa Clara basketball. Edmondson over to Heel. Heel, who really picked things up in the scoring department late in that first half. Pritchard finds Edmondson. Edmondson gets cut off, and she traveled. The double team came, and Edmondson shuffled the feet. So back-to-back turnovers here to start this second half. Still a 1-point Santa Clara lead. Opening minute of the third quarter. Walls into the front court here for Pepperdine. Broncos need to do a better job of stopping Walls' dribble. Stedman wanted a call, didn't get it. And a Santa Clara rebound. 2-on-2. Pepperdine does a good job getting back. The Broncos will kick it out. Heel driving, and Tess Heel couldn't finish. Edmondson had a hand on it, but unable to corral that basketball. And it'll go back to Pepperdine here. More than a minute gone by in this third quarter. 39-38 is the Santa Clara lead. Broncos have won the last 4 games head-to-head against Pepperdine over the past couple of seasons. Trying to extend that streak as Marley Walls continues her big afternoon. Another nice finish there, that time with a right hand. And Pepperdine back in the lead here at 40-39. Heel to an open Maldonado in the corner. 3-point shot off the rim. Edmondson an offensive rebound, though, in the putback. 7 points for Edmondson. That matches the high total for a Broncos player today. Santa Clara back in the lead, 41-40. Just feels like this one's going to be close throughout. That ball on the floor. Haraki picks it up, finds Tess Heel. Heel had it blocked. Put back Pritchard, no good. And another offensive rebound. Maldonado dribbles it out and will set things up. Broncos had a couple of good looks there. Maldonado out to Pritchard now, still 10 to shoot. Pritchard with time. And kind of a lazy pass there was stolen. And going back the other way, missing the layup, friend, but a whistle and a foul. And free throws coming here for Pepperdine. It'll be the first foul on Lexi Pritchard. And Helena Friend to the line here for Pepperdine. Pepperdine went 5-5 in the non-conference, although they did win their final 3 games coming into today's WCC opener. Wins over Portland State, Bakersfield, and UC Riverside. So shaking off a slow start to the year. And they have played the Broncos straight up here so far this afternoon. 1 out of 2 at the line for Friend, and we get a foul on the floor is going to be called on Santa Clara. Haraki and Obima both went down, and it's going to be Haraki, the one called for the foul. And for Haraki, it's a notable call because it's her third, the first Santa Clara player with 3 fouls. So she'll take a seat, and Olivia Pollard had a nice first half for the Broncos, returning after missing a couple of games. She's back in. Game tied at 41, early third quarter action here in Santa Clara. Walls getting all the way to the basket. Shot rolls out, and a rebound to Pritchard. Pritchard still with it into the front court, and the Broncos lose it out of bounds. Santa Clara has gotten a little sloppy here early in this third quarter. And a couple of turnovers committed by Lexi Pritchard. And she is going to take a seat as Mariah Hudgens back in for the Broncos. That's 10 turnovers now for Santa Clara. Stedman playing with 3 fouls for Pepperdine, loses Hudgens. Now finds a wide open friend. 3-point shot, way short. And a Santa Clara rebound. Maldonado doesn't really have numbers here, so she'll dribble it back out. And the Broncos now will set something up. Heel drives, goes all the way underneath the basket, back up top to Hudgens. Hudgens drives, leaves it for Edmondson. Great offense there for the Broncos. Terrific look. Hudgens finding Edmondson. Santa Clara back in the lead. 43-41, the Santa Clara advantage. Coming up on 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. Broncos' largest lead 5, Pepperdine's largest lead 2. It's been a tight game throughout. Stedman inside the arc. She misses. And Maldonado with a rebound. Broncos looking to push it. Maldonado, Hudgens, 3-point shot, no good. And a long rebound to Friend. Pretty good look there for Santa Clara. Underneath. Now Pepperdine kicks it out. And a shot good from Obima. And a chance at a 3-point play. Pepperdine passed up the 3-point attempt for a better look down low. And Becky Obima a chance at a 3-point play. And a foul called on Olivia Pollard, her first. Obima inserted into the starting lineup here today. Free throw rolls out. He's got 4 points in the starting role. Quickly back the other way, though. Maldonado to Edmondson. Santa Clara beating Pepperdine down the floor. Ashley Maldonado always looking up. Finds a teammate. Now, a late whistle and a foul called on the Broncos. Tess Heel with a frustrated look on her face. But it'll be her second. And free throws for Marley Walls. Walls having an excellent all-around game. 15 points, couple of rebounds, 3 assists. First free throw is good. Walls played 4 seasons at Bucknell, was the team captain there a year ago. All defensive team in the Patriot League. This is the second free throw, however. And the Broncos still with a lead, 45-44. Here's Hudgens over into the corner. Pollard's got it, picks up the dribble. Now the Broncos will start over here, 14 to shoot. Maldonado to the wing. Picks up her dribble now. Here's Heel. She may have to create, and we get a whistle, and a touch foul is going to be called on Marley Walls. And now she's unhappy. Second foul on Walls. And just the first team foul on Pepperdine. Broncos have already been called for 4 fouls in the quarter. Pritchard returns now for Edmondson. 1 point Santa Clara lead, 5:21 to go in the third. Pritchard inbounding, and another foul is going to be called. This one will be on Friend, her first. So back-to-back Pepperdine fouls. And another Broncos inbounds. And now we get a whistle and a Santa Clara foul. As the Broncos, it was Hudgens there that was trying to free herself up. And she knocked Walls to the floor. So that was 3 fouls that was called in about a second and a half. And the latter one on Santa Clara gives the basketball back to Pepperdine, and the Waves take advantage. And Banifo with the basket. Now quickly back the other way. Lexi Pritchard once again. Santa Clara beating Pepperdine down the floor. Well, might as well keep doing it. Waves, a couple of times now, have struggled getting back on defense. And Santa Clara takes advantage. Broncos seesaw back ahead, 47-46. Walls into the lane, and a basket plus the foul. And the foul's really picking up here on the Broncos. That'll be on Pritchard, her second. And it'll bring us to a mandatory timeout. 4:45 to go in the third. Pepperdine back ahead, 48-47 Waves. You're watching Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. Pepperdine has hit their last three shots, and they're back ahead now, 48-47. And one for Marley Walls, so she'll try and complete the three-point play here out of the timeout. And she does. Game high 19 for Walls, who averages 10 per game. The backcourt duo of Walls and Stedman have been excellent for the Waves today. On the wing, it's Maldonado. Broncos down 2. This has actually matched Pepperdine's largest lead of the day. Here's Maldonado, wing 3. Got it! Second 3 of the day for Ashley Maldonado. She's got 8 points. Broncos back in the lead, 50-49. Now Pepperdine trying to answer. Double team comes. And Bonifo puts it up and gets it to go. Broncos wanted a 3-second call. It never came. Pepperdine up by 1 now. Inside of 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pritchard back out to Pollard. Pollard for 3, and she's got another. 10 points for Pollard off the bench. Back-to-back threes for the Broncos, who are heating up. Santa Clara up to 6 made threes. And they lead the WCC in that category at 9 per game. Walls gets all the way to the basket. Just blew by the defender. No weak side defensive help. Ties the game at 53. Offense picking up here. As Pritchard finds Pollard, she'll swing it to Heel. Still 15 to shoot. Heel trying to shake the defender in the lane. Off the glass. Good, plus a foul. Tess Heel creating, and she's got a chance at a three-point play. Making something out of nothing. And the foul is on Walls, which is her third. So the backcourt of Walls and Stedman, 3 fouls each. Mentioned it earlier how both of those players, they almost never come off the floor. Walls, in fact, has played every minute today. Stedman's been on the bench for all of 40 seconds. And they're both still out there as the three-point play for Heel gives the Broncos a 3-point lead. And Banifo in the lane, and she traveled. It'll be Broncos basketball. just the 9th turnover for Pepperdine. They average 20 a game. It's been a huge issue for them this season. They've done a much better job, at least so far today, taking care of the basketball. Plus, the Waves are shooting it at 54%. Yet they're trailing. Here's Heel all the way, and Tess Heel's got 2 more. So Heel up to 12 points now, leads all Broncos scorers. Santa Clara's up 5. Underneath, and an answer, Obima. Pepperdine has been very efficient when they've gotten it into the key. Back within 3. Maldonado somehow finds Pollard in the short baseline jumper. Give Maldonado another assist. Broncos have made their last 7 shots now. Pepperdine has made their last 6. That's pretty remarkable. The last 13 shots in this game combined have been made. Here's a pass that is kicked back out. 5 to shoot. Broncos up 5 here. Late third quarter. Walls coming in. The shot blocked by Pollard. Broncos have an answer there defensively. Back the other way. Here's Pollard. Over to Heel. Heel inside the arc. Free throw jumper off the heel of the rim. And a Pepperdine rebound. Broncos, this has matched their largest advantage of the day. Walls through contact and the basket plus the Broncos foul. So Marley Walls up to 23 points now as she absorbed the contact and hit the shot. Foul's going to be on Heel, which will be her 3rd. And Walls back to the foul line here for Pepperdine. Free throw is good. Here's the Broncos again. Hudgens inside the arc and gets a friendly roll. More early offense for Santa Clara. It was a slow start to this quarter offensively on both sides. Anything but now. Both teams operating at a real impressive clip, high efficiency. That ball somehow ends up in the hands of Helena Friend. Not at all how Pepperdine drew it up, but they get a bucket. Here's Heel in transition. Heel driving, drops it off for Hudgens. Hudgens dribbles through the lane and now back out to Maldonado. Final minute of the third quarter. Edmondson swings it to Pritchard. Pritchard on the floor. Pritchard all the way. Nobody stepped in there, and Pritchard just took the layup. 8 points for Lexi. Broncos up 4. Walls, contact, and an offensive foul. And that was Heel taking the contact, and what a big call there. Walls and Heel each with 3, and it's Walls that gets whistled for her 4th. And for the first time today, she'll head to the bench. So Walls, who's got 24 points and doing it almost single-handedly here in this third quarter for Pepperdine, now saddled with those 4 fouls. We'll see how long she sits. May not be for long. About a 4-second differential here. Shot clock to game clock. Edmondson, wing 3. Off the side of the rim. Hudgens trying to track down the rebound. She does. Broncos still with it. Shot clock did not reset. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Heel's got to go. Heel all the way, and an offensive foul. With 1 on the shot clock, Tess Heel bowled over her defender. And for Heel, that'll be her 4th. So now the Broncos leading scorer with 4 fouls. And Heel to the bench. Foul trouble could be a big storyline in this upcoming fourth quarter. Closing seconds here of the third. Stedman, she'll let it go and misses at the horn. And the third quarter comes to a close. Entertaining game here to open up the conference slate. Broncos and Waves going back and forth. Santa Clara's up 4. 1 quarter remaining. You're watching Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. Back here at the Levy Center as we start the fourth quarter, and the Broncos have a 4-point lead, 64-60. Haraki, Edmondson, Hudgens, Pritchard, and Maldonado on the floor right now for Santa Clara. Here's Maldonado. She'll put it on the deck, gets cut off, somehow gets it to Hudgens. All kinds of traffic, and Hudgens gets hammered to the floor. And she's got free throws coming. And that call is on Stedman, which is her fourth. So the lack of depth here for Pepperdine could loom large. Their top two players now each have 4 fouls. Walls is still on the bench as Hudgens hits the first. Tess Heel does have 4 fouls, though, for the Broncos. She, too, is sitting at the moment. Two out of 2 for Hudgens, and that's the largest lead now for the Broncos today, 66-60. Stedman running the point now for Pepperdine. Trying to shake Pritchard. Still has it. And Banifo now, baseline jumper, and she hits, plus another foul. Hudgens got her on the arm. And Banifo, a 3-point opportunity. And Banifo's up to 12 points now, the third Pepperdine player into double figures. The second foul on Hudgens. Every time it looks like the Broncos might extend the lead a little bit, Pepperdine has had an answer. The Waves shooting it at 57% now from the floor. Far exceeding their season output in that category. 3-point Santa Clara lead. Edmondson over to Maldonado. Maldonado driving. The runner off the window rolls off the rim. Pretty good look. Pepperdine had the rebound. Haraki got a hand in there. Knocked it out of bounds, and the Waves will keep it. Opening minute here of the fourth quarter. And a 66-63 Santa Clara lead. How long will Marley Wall sit on the bench here? And Tess Heel, for that matter, as well on the Broncos side. Stedman playing with 4 fouls. Here's Friend putting it on the floor. And Haraki got a hand in. Knocked that pass away. Broncos come away with a loose ball. Maldonado in the corner. Here's Haraki, wing 3. Rolls out. And a Pepperdine rebound. Broncos just 6 out of 23 from 3-point range. Here's a corner 3. Now it's a long 2. They'll say foot on the line. And Banifo, 5 straight for Banifo. And the Broncos, who momentarily had gone up 6, now only up by just 1. Coming up on the 8-minute mark in this game. Here's Hudgens. She drives. Hudgens all the way, and a foul. And that'll be on Friend, which will be her second. And 2 free throws for Mariah Hudgens. Becky Obima returning here for Pepperdine as Brody takes a seat. Hudgens today, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Perfect 3 out of 3 from the foul line. And still perfect. Broncos have 3 players in double figures, Heel and Pollard with 12 each. Edmondson 11, and actually now Hudgens becomes a 4th player in double figures. She's got 11. 8 each as well for Pritchard and Maldonado. What balance for the Broncos tonight. They've got 6 players right now between 8 and 12 points. And a 68-65 Santa Clara lead. Inside of 8 minutes to go in regulation. And Banifo with the dribble. She'll step back. Tough shot there off the side of the rim. And a rebound for Haraki. Broncos look to push. This time Pepperdine gets back. Maldonado will slow it up. Over to Edmondson. Swings it to Pritchard. 17 to shoot. Pollard up top. She rotates it to Haraki. And a foul called. Haraki on the drive. And another foul will be called on Friend. There were hardly any whistles in the first quarter today. Anything but from the second quarter on. Santa Clara inbounds, and Pollard traveled. So back to Pepperdine with 7.5 remaining. Broncos leading 68-65. Marley Walls still on the bench for the Waves with her game-high 24 points, sitting with 4 fouls. Stedman playing with 4 fouls, and she dribbled it off her leg, and then it caromed off the foot of Friend and out of bounds. So a Pepperdine turnover. Broncos basketball up 3. Santa Clara's won 4 games in a row, 7 out of their last 8. Last time a Broncos team won 5 in a row, 6 years ago, 2016. That's what the Broncos are trying to accomplish here today. It has been a highly competitive game here, this conference opener. Haraki back out to Pollard. Haraki gets it back. She'll let it go. A deep 3, way short. And it's out of bounds to Pepperdine. Good defensive stand there for the Waves. Forced a deep shot with the shot clock expiring. And now Tess Heal's going to come back in for the Broncos. So Bill Carr electing to go back to Heal here with her 4 fouls. And 6:45 remaining in this game. Broncos up 3. Here's Brumfield. She's wide open, and she hits another 3. Brumfield hadn't made a 3 all year. She's got 2 here this afternoon. An unlikely source of offense for the Waves. Ties the game at 68. Here's Pollard looking to answer. Pollard misses. And a long rebound to Obima. And now the Waves, a chance to go back in the lead. Here's a deep 3, Stedman. He was feeling it there. She misses. Ball's on the floor. And we're going to get a foul here called on Pepperdine. Edmondson was able to wrestle away that rebound. And she drew the foul. It's on Brumfield, her first, and the 4th team foul already on the Waves in this quarter. So the next foul will put Santa Clara at the line. Maldonado and Hudgens back in now for Santa Clara. Game tied at 68. Approaching the 6-minute mark. Heel into the corner now for Pritchard. Pritchard driving, bounce pass to Edmondson. Baseline jumper is off the mark. Stedman goes flying in for the rebound. Stedman quickly into the front court. Leaves it for Friend. Friend up top. Obima. Pepperdine a little out of sorts here on this possession. Heel's got to be careful playing with 4 fouls. And now we get a Santa Clara foul called. And Vanifo was making her move towards the basket. Fouled by Hudgens, her 3rd. Just the 2nd team foul on Santa Clara with 5:36 to go. Tied at 68. Inbounds here for Pepperdine. Friend over to Stedman. Stedman driving. Stedman all the way. Misses short. Ball's on the floor. Pepperdine's got it. Another opportunity for the Waves. Brumfield, who's hit a couple of 3s. Getting some extended run here off the bench for Pepperdine. Picks up her dribble. Now finds Obima. Obima driving. Contact. And a Santa Clara foul. It'll be on Laura Edmondson. And the 3rd foul on Edmondson. A lot of contact there. Edmondson trying to draw the charge. Didn't get the call. And Obima will go to the line. Obima, 6 points today, 0 of 1 at the free throw line. She's a 64% foul shooter for the year. First attempt is perfect. And Pepperdine reclaims the lead. We've had 19 lead changes here today. 2 out of 2 for Obima. And now the Broncos down 2. Santa Clara's gone 3 minutes without scoring. They could use a bucket here as we're at the midway point of the 4th quarter. Heel driving, Heel all the way, and she gets that much-needed bucket. 14 points for Tess Heel, ties the game at 70. inside of 5 minutes to go in regulation. Friend outside. Obima has it, fumbles it. Ball's on the floor, and a foul is going to be called on Lexi Pritchard, and she is in disbelief. It'll be the 4th team foul on the Broncos, so it'll be an out of bounds for Pepperdine after this mandatory timeout. 4:37 to go. We're tied at 70. Broncos and Waves here on the WCC Network. After the Broncos foul, it'll be Pepperdine basketball on the baseline. Game tied at 70 with 4:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Pepperdine's star point guard, Marley Walls, is back in the game. She sat for over 5 minutes with those 4 fouls. Gives up the basketball here. Now down low, Obima setting up against Pollard. She misses. Good defense. And Pollard pulls down the rebound. Broncos now will try and reclaim the lead. Pollard swings it over to Pritchard. Pritchard on the wing. Right-handed dribble. Now Edmondson finds Heel. Heel playing with 4 fouls for the Broncos. Heel will let it go. Her three-point attempt off the back rim. Fight for the rebound, and we got a jump ball. And on the alternating possession, it'll go back to Pepperdine. Been an off day shooting from 3 for the Broncos, at least so far. 6 out of 26, just 23%. Well below their season average. Crunch time here at the Levy Center. A win in the conference opener on the line. Walls the crossover dribble. Gives it up. 10 to shoot here for Pepperdine. Brumfield still out there. Now we get a whistle, and a foul down low is going to be on Santa Clara. And that's the 5th Broncos team foul in the quarter. So that's going to put Pepperdine in the bonus. 2nd personal on Pollard. And it's Obima that will go to the line for 2. Obima, who just hit a couple of free throws. 2 out of 3 at the line today. First attempt here is no good. Obima, the senior forward, Southern California native, and she misses both. 0 out of 2 at the line. Game still tied at 70. And Bill Carr now wants a timeout. Wants to get Ashley Maldonado back into the game. And so the Broncos will call time. It'll be a full timeout. 3:34 to go. Game tied at 70. Broncos and Waves here at the Levy Center. Well, great game here this afternoon. The Broncos and the Pepperdine Waves. And we've got 17 more of these here for Santa Clara. This is just the opener on their conference schedule. Broncos will next be in action here on Monday afternoon, hosting LMU at 2 o'clock tip here on the WCC Network. The Broncos would love to be going into that game with a 1-0 record in conference play. First, trying to put away this Pepperdine team, tied at 70 after the Broncos timeout. They'll inbound it. Ashley Maldonado returning to the game. Pollard, Heel, Hiraki, and Edmondson round out the five on the floor here for Santa Clara. Tess Heel still playing with 4 fouls for the Broncos. Walls and Stedman, Pepperdine's top 2 players, also playing with 4 fouls. Here's Hiraki on the wing. Up top, Edmondson, 10 to shoot. Swings it to Heel. Heel, step back 3, and she missed everything. Tough possession there for the Broncos. Game still tied at 70. Stedman hands off to Walls. Now Walls will dribble it back out. And Pepperdine will set something up. Walls with a game-high 24 points. Gives it up now. And Banifo, now Friend. Pepperdine a little out of sorts here on this possession. Shot clock's down to 6. Walls going to have to create into the corner. 3-point attempt, no good from Mbenifo. And a Broncos rebound. 2:40 to go. Maldonado over to Hiraki. Hiraki, wing 3, off the mark. Flying in for the rebound, though, Pollard. Over to Maldonado. Now in front of the bench, Pollard, 3-point shot. That's no good. And a good box out. And Mbenifo. Broncos had a couple of good looks from 3 on that possession. They are 0 out of 7 from 3-point range here in this fourth quarter. And the game still tied at 70. 2:10 to go. Here's Stedman. She'll step back for 3, and it rolls in and out. That one was all the way down and somehow came out. She nearly banked it home. Here's Hiraki on the dribble. Gives it up. Maldonado, she's open. Maldonado a 3, no good. Another good look from distance for Santa Clara. Stedman in transition. 1:45 remaining. Been stuck at 70 to 70 here for over 3 minutes. Walls has it. And a foul is going to be called on Hiraki. Hiraki was trying to draw the charge. And instead will be whistled for her 4th. And that'll be free throws for Marley Walls with 1:36 remaining. Broncos have gone ice cold here from the field. 1 out of 11 in this final quarter. And they've had plenty of good looks. They've just been off. Free throws for Walls. She hits the first. And it puts Pepperdine back in the lead. Walls is 5 out of 6 shooting free throws today. Make it 6 out of 7. She's up to 26 points. And Pepperdine is up 2. Final 90 seconds here of regulation. Heel will put it on the floor, spinning into the lane, and Tess Heel ties the game. 16 for Heel. We're all even at 72. Now can the Broncos get a defensive stop? Walls directing traffic across the timeline. Still with a dribble. 14 to shoot here for the Waves. Friend has it outside. 10 to shoot. Stedman off a screen. She'll put it on the floor. Drops it off. Mbenifo way short. And a Santa Clara rebound. Inside of a minute to go now. Tied at 72. Maldonado has it. And the Broncos will call time. And we'll keep it here with 49.9 seconds remaining. And the score tied at 72. There have been 19 lead changes in this game. Game has been tied 12 times. Broncos' largest lead 6, which they enjoyed very briefly early in the fourth quarter. Pepperdine's largest lead 2. So the entire game has been played in a real tight window. There have not been large leads on either side. Foul trouble has certainly loomed large in this game, although nobody has been disqualified yet. Heel and Hiraki with 4 fouls each for the Broncos. Walls and Stedman have both been playing with 4 for Pepperdine for a while now. Both teams are in the bonus. Broncos deciding to use the full timeout here. They still have 2 short timeouts remaining. Pepperdine with 3 timeouts left. Broncos can, with 49.9 to go here, they can try to run something to go 2 for 1. If they can get a quick shot here, can try and guarantee themselves they'll have the last possession. We'll see if that's what Bill Carr has in mind. Out of this timeout, Lexi Pritchard is going to inbound it from in front of the Santa Clara bench. Game tied at 72. Pritchard gets it into Pollard, back to Heel. Still 19 to shoot. Heel hands off to Pritchard. Pritchard with the dribble outside, goes around the Pollard screen. Pritchard going all the way, has the shot blocked. Now back the other way, Pepperdine. Heel, or rather Hiraki, steals the ball. And now we get a whistle, and a timeout is going to be called by Santa Clara. Wow, Ashley Hiraki flying across the floor there, hitting the deck, diving for that basketball and coming away with it. Looked like she was perhaps about to get fouled, but the Broncos had possession, and the timeout was called by the bench. So Santa Clara is going to have it with 38.2 seconds remaining. A little bit of confusion here. You got officials on both sides going to each bench. And I think the question is going to be where they're going to inbound it from. Santa Clara is going to have the basketball here with a full 30 on the shot clock. Well, great defense on both sides. First on one end, the block shot. Pritchard having the shot blocked. And then a run out there for Pepperdine. And Ashley Hiraki, who's done it for 3 years here at Santa Clara, the defensive intensity, and making her mark on this game with that last play, getting the basketball back here for the Broncos. So Santa Clara will inbound it over near the Pepperdine bench. Pritchard, Heel, Hiraki, Edmondson, and Pollard are on the floor right now for Santa Clara. Tied at 72 with 38 seconds remaining. Broncos have only 1 timeout remaining. Both teams in the bonus. Hiraki will bring it across the timeline. Hands it off to Pritchard. 30 seconds left. Game tied. Hiraki still with it. Hiraki with a dribble. 13 to shoot. Pritchard directing traffic. Back to Hiraki. Hiraki will put it on the floor. Has the shot blocked. And out of bounds. It'll stay with Santa Clara here. 7 to shoot. And 17.2 seconds on the game clock. Blocks, 2 of them for Pepperdine on these last 2 possessions. Heel will inbound in the corner. And has her pass knocked out of bounds. Friend jumping up, swatted it away. Pepperdine clamping down defensively here. Heel with the basketball. Looking for help. Again, gets deflected. Heel gets it back. 3 to shoot. Heel into the lane. Heel all the way, and she's fouled. With 10.6 seconds left, the shot clock was at 1. Friend whistled for the foul. And it'll be free throws for Tess Heel to try and give the Broncos the lead. Heel 4 out of 4 at the line today, an 85% free throw shooter for the year. First attempt, no good, off the back rim. Heel still with 1 remaining. Game tied at 72. Second free throw, no good. Heel missed them both. An 85% free throw shooter, Tess Heel, misses both free throws. Pepperdine immediately grabs the rebound and calls timeout. It'll be a full timeout, and the Waves will try and win it here in regulation with 9.8 seconds left. So Heel, who made the move there to get to the line with 1 on the shot clock, but could not convert. The Broncos had been 12 out of 13 shooting free throws for the game until those two misses. And now we'll see the direction Pepperdine goes here. Marley Walls has been their standout all afternoon with a game-high 26. Stedman's been on 10 for a while. And Benefo has got 15, doing much of her damage down low. Again, both teams in the bonus, so the Broncos can't foul here with 9.8 seconds remaining. Broncos looking for the defensive stop, trying to force overtime. 72 all here at the Levy Center. What a game it's been in the conference opener for both teams. Walls is going to inbound here for Pepperdine in front of her bench. 9.8 seconds remaining. Walls gets it in down low. Trying to post up. Friend gets it back. She misses but is fouled. Edmondson got her with 5.2 seconds left. Laura Edmondson gets called for her fourth. And Helena Friend, an 80% foul shooter, to the line to try and put Pepperdine ahead. She's 2 out of 4 at the free throw line today. First free throw, no good. Broncos have one timeout left, so they can grab a rebound, call the timeout, and advance the ball. Make or miss here. Friend for the lead, and she hits. And the Broncos will use that timeout. It'll be a short timeout with 5.2 seconds remaining, and Pepperdine leading 73-72. And what will Bill Carr draw up here for this final possession to try and win the game? Broncos in this fourth quarter are just 2 out of 14 from the floor and 0 out of 8 from three-point range. The offense is really dried up here in these last several minutes. A Pepperdine foul, remember, would put the Broncos on the line. Santa Clara's out of timeouts. They'll inbound it from in front of their bench. Heel will enter it in. Haraki, Pollard, Pritchard, and Edmondson also on the floor. 5.2 seconds left. And Santa Clara down 1. Here we go. Heel inbounds into Haraki. Haraki driving, and she's fouled. Wow, fouled with 3.6 seconds left. The foul is going to be on Helena Friend, which is her 5th. She's got a confused look on her face, wondering what she did. So the Broncos able to draw the contact. Haraki on the drive, and she'll go to the line. 2 free throws, 1 to tie and 2 to take the lead. On the other side, Pepperdine, they still have 2 timeouts left. So they can advance it off a make or a miss as well. First free throws of the game for Haraki, who is just 9 out of 18 at the line for the season. First attempt. Good. Ties it up. 73 all. Now for the lead. Got it. And the Broncos are up 1. And here's the Pepperdine timeout. 3.6 seconds left. Our 20th lead change of the day. And a short timeout here for the Waves, with the Broncos up 74-73. How about that for your first 2 free throws of the game? And Ashley Haraki, the junior guard, calmly buried them both. Now the Broncos are in a spot where they can't foul. Any foul would put Pepperdine at the line. Broncos are out of timeouts. Waves still have 1 remaining. What a game here this afternoon. One of these teams is going to have a hard-earned win to open up their conference schedule. It'll be Walls to enter it in here for Pepperdine. 3.6 seconds left. Here we go. Walls all the way to the basket, and Benefo's got it underneath, puts it up, and she made it with 0.7 seconds. Wow, what a shot. The Broncos looked like they had defended that pretty well, and Benefo made it. And it gives Pepperdine the lead with 0.7 seconds. I think the officials are going to look at the monitor here to figure out the clock. I mean, there were 2, maybe 3 Santa Clara players underneath there defending that shot. And Benefo still got it to go. 17 points for the grad transfer from Cornell. And obviously none bigger than that last bucket. And the issue now for Santa Clara is that they don't have any timeouts. So no chance to advance the ball. They're going to have to go full court in likely less than a second. 75-74 Pepperdine. Well designed there for the Waves. The Waves had missed their last 6 shots prior to that make. And now we'll get the ruling on the clock here. Still says 0.7. Broncos will be able to run the baseline after a made basket. They're going to put 1/10 of a second back on the clock. So it's going to be 0.8 here. With Pepperdine up 1. Olivia Pollard is going to throw it in here. And Tess Heel trying to set a screen, didn't get a call. Haraki, the three-quarter shot, well short, and the game is over. What a game here at the Levy Center. It was the 21st lead change of the day. That was the difference. And the basket with less than a second to go from Teresa Grace and Benefo gives Pepperdine the win. And a heartbreak this afternoon for Santa Clara as their winning streak snapped at 4. They fall to the Pepperdine Waves, a final of 75-74. We'll take a break, come back with our post-game show here from the Levy Center right after this. All right, back here at the Levy Center on our Broncos post-game show, the conference opener this afternoon, and a heartbreaker for Santa Clara today as they fall 75-74 to Pepperdine. Joe Rizzo joined courtside now by Coach Carr. And, Coach, your thoughts on this game? It was a high-level, back-and-forth WCC game, and unfortunate that one team had to take a loss here today.
Yeah, no, that's a good college basketball game. And, we've won. And credit to Pep. I mean, they came in here and took it at us and moved the ball really well and scored. And, our downfall is, unlike the last 8 games that we played, we didn't guard today. They shot 51%. And that has not been the recipe for success here. And, we're going to have to figure that out going into Monday. And, we will. But, yeah, credit to Pep. They came in and took it.
Take us through that final play. I thought defended pretty well down low. She made a shot to win a game there.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, she made the shot. I thought both teams they got got to the foul line, then we got to the foul line, and they had it. And I thought maybe a jump ball there, but to their credit again, they made the shot. We just have to regroup and get ready. There's 17 more of these, but you don't want to lose them at home. But we have to guard. We absolutely have to guard. And, we didn't shoot it great today. Certainly in the fourth quarter, we didn't shoot it. So, we'll have to work on that as well.
Yeah, 2 out of 14 in the fourth, and you lose by 1, maybe one more basket.
Sure.
And that would have been
the difference.
Stop. One more stop. Well, the intensity, I think you felt it immediately first quarter day. That this was a different kind of game here this afternoon. You felt like your group kind of responded to that and kind of a second season here?
Yeah. But we kept talking to them since whenever we played our last non-conference game that conference play, the urgency goes up and the prize of the win is bigger. So you have to be ready. And we didn't necessarily get to get out like we needed to. And but again, we'll learn from it. We learned at the beginning of the year. Now we got to learn again. Mm-hmm. We got to learn that you got to bring it in this conference. And we'll come back to practice tomorrow and be ready to play on Monday.
All right, Coach. We'll see you then Monday afternoon.
All right.
Appreciate
thanks.
the time. All right, that's Santa Clara head coach Bill Carr after this 1-point loss for the Broncos here this afternoon, 75-74 to the Pepperdine Waves. Teresa Grace and Banafo hits the game winner with 0.8 seconds remaining. And that was the difference here today as Pepperdine takes it by a 75-74 final. The Broncos see their winning streak snapped at 4 games. Taking a look at some of the final statistics here today, and the coach mentioned it, the glaring stat there, Pepperdine shot 52% from the field. A Pepperdine team that actually has really struggled all year on the offensive side. Anything but here this afternoon. It's kind of a strange game in the sense that the Waves have struggled so much offensively, and they're the number 1 rebounding team in the conference. Yet Santa Clara was plus 11 rebounding and held the Waves to only 3 offensive rebounds and just 4 second chance points. You think if that would have been the case, that this would have ended up being a Broncos win, but not the case. Pepperdine executed well in the half court, led by Marley Walls' 26 points, and of course, Banafo with 17, including the game winner with less than a second remaining. The Broncos shot it at only 42% from the floor and 6 out of 30 from three-point range, including 0 out of 8 from 3 in the fourth quarter. And many of those were good looks, and obviously numbers like that really hurt when ultimately you lose a game by just 1 point. Individually, the Broncos had 4 players in double figures. Tess Heel, the freshman, in her very first conference game, had 16 points plus 5 assists. 12 points for Olivia Pollard off the bench. Mariah Hudgens had 11 off the bench. Laura Edmondson also with 11 for Santa Clara. Broncos fall to 9-5 overall. And obviously now at 0-1 in conference play. They'll next be in action on Monday. And that will be the second game of this 3-game conference homestand to open up the WCC slate. A 1 o'clock tip-off, or rather a 2 o'clock tip-off against Loyola Marymount. So a Monday matinee here at the Levy Center, 2 o'clock, as the Broncos will try and set this difficult loss aside and look to even up their conference record against the LMU Lions. So we certainly hope that you'll join us then. This telecast was granted by Santa Clara University and the West Coast Conference. Any use and rebroadcast requires the express written consent of Santa Clara and the WCC. For the entire BAOSN broadcast team, I'm Joe Rizzo, thanking you for watching. Broncos fall here today, 75-74. So long from Santa Clara.